Hi there, my name is Caity Kennedy, and I am the Director of Operations for a law firm. I'd be happy to tell you a little bit about what I do, but I thought before I did that, I could share with you how I got to this point. Um, when I was in middle school, there was really no discussion, at least not that I can remember, about what I might want to do for a living when I became an adult. And I think it's really awesome that you're already having the opportunity to start to think about that. In my case, as I remember it, by the time I got to high school, I went to talk to my guidance counselor, and the discussion was all about what college I might get into or colleges I might get into based on my grades and extracurricular activities and other things. And then when I got to college, there was a lot of discussion about what I should major in. And it was really based on ruling out the things that I didn't think I would want to do and figuring out what was left. And then picking that major led to my first job, which led to my next job, which led to another degree, a certificate that I got as an adult learner. And the next thing I knew, 17 years had gone by, and I was in the midst of a career that I had never really chosen. Um, there really wasn't any discussion along the way about, what sorts of things did I enjoy? What did I think I was good at? What did I like to learn about? What are those things that I might want to spend my adult days doing when I had a job? So I'm really going to encourage you to think as you go through your school experience about those things, the things that you enjoy, the things that you like to learn about, and really try to make that part of your thought process when you're thinking about what sort of career you want to have, because you spend a lot of time working and it would be great if you could be enjoying that time. So I will tell you that I ended up going to Penn State. That was where I was lucky enough to go to college, and I did get a finance degree there, um, as well as a minor in Spanish. So I got to go spend some time in Spain while I was in college, which was great. And then, that degree really did take me through a 17-year career in the investment management industry. Um, the certificate that I was talking about, I actually became a certified financial planner. And, that was very helpful in the career that I was in to be able to have that knowledge around financial planning and to help clients with managing their investments. And I did pretty well in that career for a while, but it was very time consuming and it required a lot of my time and attention. And as my kids got a little bit older, I felt I needed to be a little more present for them. So I ended up wanting to look for a part time job around, I guess it was 3 years ago now. And I got really, really lucky because it happened that somebody I knew somebody who needed a director of operations for a law firm, and I'd never been a director of operations before. Um, so, I really can't say that I immediately thought to myself, oh, well, that's a job that I'm qualified to do. But I thought about, okay, what do I enjoy? What am I good at? What are the things that I might bring to this position? And, I thought about the fact that I have really good organizational skills. I'm a pretty good communicator, I'd like to think. I have a finance background, which is helpful in that sort of job. And it seemed like there were actually a lot of things that I offered, even never having done that particular role, that might make me a good fit. So I went and I interviewed, and sure enough, they agreed that I would be a good candidate for that job. So for the last 3 years, I've been the director of operations for a law firm. It's a small firm, there are only 6 of us. And we do really great work for nonprofit entities. So all of our clients are either charities or people that are looking to donate money to charities. And we help them with a lot of the legal work surrounding making those charitable donations. So I'm not a lawyer. I don't do any of that legal work, but I handle everything that's sort of behind the scenes to make the business run. So, for example, I am responsible for payroll. We work with an outside payroll company, but I'm the one who has to make sure they understand who's supposed to get paid what every month. It's pretty important. People don't get paid what they're expecting. That's a problem. So I'm responsible for making sure that happens. I bill all of our clients. So obviously, if we don't get paid for the work that's getting done, we can't afford to pay our employees and our other bills. So I bill our clients every month and make sure that that gets collected. I handle all of our banking, so all of the money that goes in and out goes through me. I do all of our bookkeeping, so that means keeping track of all that money going in and out. I use QuickBooks to take care of all that. I actually started a 401k plan for the firm when I joined because we didn't have one, and I thought that was something that we really should have. So I worked with Vanguard to put a 401k plan in place, and now I administer that plan, which takes a lot of time and organization. As new employees join us, they get added to the plan, and there are a number of things they have to do to get signed up for that. I help them get their money invested, and having that investment background really helps in that regard. I handle all of our insurance policies. So we're a business and we have to have liability insurance and other sorts of coverage, workers' comp insurance. So I manage all of that as well with our insurance providers. So that's part of the list. There's more, but I won't bore you with all the details. I will say it's a job that I enjoy very much. I enjoy the fact that, there are oftentimes things to figure out when we're doing something for the first time. I have to figure out how to actually go about getting it done. And I enjoy that part of my job. I enjoy interacting with employees. I enjoy the organizational elements of it. I enjoy the bookkeeping. I enjoy making sure that I feel like, the business is being run properly. And again, it's not something that I had done before, but it's something that it turns out I'm pretty good at and I enjoy doing. And I also have flexibility to be able to be with my kids more since I'm working part-time instead of full-time. So that has worked out quite well. I did get a little bit lucky. Like I said, this position presented itself at a time that I really needed it. But I would say that if I had it to do again, I really would spend a lot more time thinking about how I want to spend my days in my career. And I would really spend more time thinking about what it is that I feel naturally talented at doing. What is it that I really enjoy? What do I like to learn about? And those will be things that can inform a really good decision, a very well-considered decision about what type of work you want to do. And it can change. I mean, I'm an example of that, right? That's a lesson learned, I think, that could benefit everybody, that just because you start down one path doesn't mean you have to stay on it forever. I was able to change careers and I was able to do it really effectively. I use some of the skills that I developed in my last career in my new one, and I'm acquiring new skills all the time. I mentioned that I had gotten a certified financial planner designation when I was in the investment management industry. Well, now I do a lot of bookkeeping and I wanted to get a lot better at QuickBooks. So I went through a whole course to be able to make sure that I'm using QuickBooks as effectively as I can and to try to learn everything I could about it. So here I am at 43 years old, still learning things and still trying to improve and better myself so that I can do a better job. So I would encourage you also to think about that. I guess so it's three things that I've been talking about. One is figure out what it is you enjoy and try to think about building a career in that regard. Two is you don't have to stay on the path just because you started on that path. And if you decide that, something maybe isn't what you thought it was, that there's an opportunity to make a change. And three is that you'll always have the opportunity to be learning as you go. And the more you take advantage of that and the more you learn, the more you're going to be able to bring to whatever it is that you end up doing. And last, I would just leave you with this thought, and that is that your career can be a huge part of your life. But there's an opportunity to participate in other ways in your community. So I do a lot of volunteer work and I enjoy it immensely. I spend almost as much time doing my volunteer work as I do working. Not to mention, taking care of my kids and doing online learning these days. So things like I volunteer for our Township Parks Commission, and I've really enjoyed being part of the discussions to try to figure out what we can do to continue to improve the parks that we all enjoy using, especially in a time like this where there are lots of other things that you can't do going to your local park is something that has been a real benefit. So I've done that for several years. I volunteer for a local nonprofit. I'm their treasurer, so I help take care of the bookkeeping for a local nonprofit arts education organization. I enjoy that. I also started volunteering for the Citizen Corps of Delaware County. So I've been doing a lot during the pandemic to try to help with COVID testing and volunteering at food banks, and now doing COVID vaccination clinics, which is very exciting. We've gotten to the point where we can say that. So the point is, your career is important and you should put a lot of thought into doing something that you think you're going to enjoy, but also know if you have passions that don't fit neatly into a career, you don't have to give those up. You can explore those in other ways through volunteerism or through hobbies. There's lots of ways to continue to grow and evolve as a person, even after you've kind of settled into a career. So best of luck to all of you. I'm very excited to participate in this and hopefully give you a little bit of food for thought as you continue on your career or your school journey on your way to your career journey. Best of luck. Thanks.